Question 1C. MDF was used to make the backboard. State 2 reasons why MDF is a suitable choice of material for the backboard. Well, first of all, MDF doesn't have any grain, so it's stable. It's a stable flat board, and it's easy to shape. Okay, so it's easy to work with. Another reason might be the fact that it's cheaper than using solid wood. You might mention the fact that it's environmentally friendly because MDF is made from waste material. A pillar drill was used to create the holes. State 2 safety checks that must be carried out on the pillar drill before use. Right, in this case, when it's asking about safety checks, it's not talking about sort of general safety considerations like wearing goggles, one person operating the machine, tying your hair back. This is actually checks that you need to make on the machine to ensure that the machine is working properly and is safe to use. Okay, so things like making sure that the material is securely attached to the table, making sure that the drill is securely connected to the chuck, making sure that the guards are in position when drilling, making sure that you know where the depth stop, the emergency stop button is. If you check the machine it's making a funny noise, then there's something wrong with it and you shouldn't be using it. So these are the sort of safety checks that you could use to gain 2 marks. Question 1C. Grey paint was applied to the surface of the backboard. Describe 3 ways to ensure a high quality paint finish. So when you get your MDF, the first thing that you would do is you would sand it down with some sandpaper, fine sandpaper. Okay. You could then apply watered down PVA glue, which would basically seal the wood, and then sand it down a second time, right? Because once you've applied the watered down PVA glue, it'll have a rough texture. Sand it down a second time so it's smooth again, and then finally, once you've done that, you can then apply your coat of paint, and it should adhere evenly to the MDF. An alternative to using watered down PVA glue would be to use a primer coat of paint, which would give the necessary texture for your second or top coat to adhere properly to the sheet of MDF. A photo holder was made from thermoplastic sheet. The thermoplastic sheet was marked out and folded to securely hold a photo. So we've got a picture of it here. Okay, so we've got a bit of shaping here at the hooks part, and we've got the fold at the bottom here for holding the photograph. Describe how the photo holder would have been folded into shape with reference to workshop tools and equipment. Okay, so the first thing is, before you fold it, it would obviously be flat. So you would need to mark exactly where the fold lines need to be. Okay, so you could have a template attached to the plastic and mark it on the template, or you can mark it on the edges of the acrylic. You would then heat the plastic on a strip heater by lining up these marks to the top of the strip heater and bending it, checking it's soft enough and pliable enough to then bend it to the required position. You can also get wire benders, which can also be used to bend the plastic, similar to using a strip heater. The phone shelf was made from copper sheet. State 2 reasons why copper is a suitable choice of material for the phone holder. Well, first of all, copper is an attractive metal So that's going to improve the aesthetics of the pegboard. Copper has a good resistance to corrosion. Copper is a durable material, so it's going to last. Copper is clearly going to be, it's a metal, so it's going to be strong enough to support the phone. Copper is malleable, so it can be bent to the required angles here at the bottom. The phone shelf corners were marked out on a sheet of copper as shown below. Describe how to mark out the corners with reference to workshop tools. First of all, you would use an engineer's square to measure the required distance in from the corner and mark a vertical line and a horizontal line using a scribe. Where these lines cross over, you then get a centre punch it, and then use a set of dividers, very similar to a compass but made from tool steel, and mark your arc, and you would do that for all 4 corners. Question E3, describe how to cut and shape the corners with reference to workshop tools. Well, to cut the corners, what you would do is you would use a hacksaw. You would mark a line basically tangent to the curve, because with a hacksaw you can't really follow, when you're sawing metal, you can't follow a curve. So you would saw along that line, cutting most of the wood, most of the metal away at the corner, and then you would use a file to file it accurately down to the line. So you start off with one corner, you'd have 2 corners, and you file it down to the line. Okay. Describe how to form the 90-degree bends with reference to workshop tools. Well, basically with these bends, what you would do is you could put it in a vise, and you could use a mallet and strike the metal, because copper isn't malleable. Strike the metal until you bend it until it's folded to 90 degrees, and do the same for the other fold. It might depend on its length. You might have to use your folding bar in a vise if it's quite long, and you can use a folding bar as well to lengthen the vise in order to bend it. Okay, so that was section 1, and that section was out of 30 marks. Thank you for listening.